Everybody, I'm going to make one of my favorite dishes of all times. This is called Tantanmen soup. It is a beef base. Well, actually, they use pork, but I'm using hamburger meat and onions. And then you put the pasta with the chicken bouillon. Now, I did make the chicken bouillon from scratch, but of course you can buy the box brand. So now I'm going to be frying up the steak, or excuse me, the hamburger and the onions. Give me a second. There we go. Excuse me. So as you're frying up the hamburger, actually they use ground pork. I didn't have ground pork, so you can use ground chicken, ground turkey, ground anything. But the traditional recipe started in China, and the Japanese redid it. Now, this recipe I learned when I was going to Narita at the Sheraton Hotel, which I believe we owned it. And they had a little restaurant in there, and I would go in there and I would get this, and I was like, oh Lord, this is delicious. So I was craving it again today, so I'm going to make it. So you will cook your meat and your onions together. You make your pasta ahead of time, you strain it, and you leave it. Usually it's going to be like an angel hair pasta. This is not angel hair pasta. This is something I got in the Chinese store. It's like a linguine, but you can use ramen noodles. Sorry, I'm starving. You can use any kind of pasta you want. Or you can go buy the ramen if you want. Traditionally, they're made with the ramen noodles, which is just the pasta. And then this is my delicious beef stock I did. So in this, once the meat, wow, it's amazing. Cooking pretty fast. Once it's brown, we're going to simply add some red chili pepper. Usually they use the red chili flakes. I couldn't find any. I wasn't in the mood today, and I knew I had this and I have to use it, so I'm using the powder. But typically you use the red chili, and then of course the star anise. I'm just going to drop one in there. Just one, just to get a little bit of funky flavor in there. If you do not have it, don't worry too much about that. I'm going to end up pulling that out anyway. So, that looks about done because it's going to be very boiling, very hot. So that's going to be pretty good enough. So I'm going to move on. To this, I'm going to add some pepper. I'm going to add some soy sauce. I'm going to add ginger. I'm going to add tahini. Tahini is actually what they make. I actually bought it because I like to make hummus out of it. So I'm going to add some tahini. Tahini is basically, give me a second, sorry, I need my hands. This is what it looks like. It's sesame's ground up. If you do not have tahini, you can actually toast up some sesames, put it in a blender, and make your own paste. Or if you don't have anything like that, use a teaspoon of peanut butter. It's basically the same thing, I think. I'm going to add a little bit more here. Sorry, I'm having a hard time digging it out. So there we go. You're going to add usually a teaspoon of that. But I'm running out, so I'm not putting a teaspoon. And then our good old miso. Miso, as you know, is just fermented soybeans. I love it. It tastes like bouillons. So I'm putting a heaping tablespoon in there because I know I love it. And then I'm going to add also my hot sauce. You can add, like I said, you can add the chili flakes, or you can add the powder, or whatever you have really works. If you have just sriracha sauce, use that. Again, I'm going to put 1 teaspoon. This is supposed to be very hot because that is what makes this dish. If you do not like spicy food, you can leave that out, I guess. So we're almost there. Pretty easy. Now, the most important thing at any Asian dish, of course, to me, is adding the... gosh, that smells delicious. Sesame oil. Sesame oil is delicious. It is so full of flavor and incredibly good. Do at least 2 teaspoons of sesame oil in there. It's going to make a huge difference. I'm out of that. And then we're going to add garlic. So 1 teaspoon of garlic. And that's it. Then you will add the pasta in, and then your broth. I'm going to also add these mushrooms only because I have them. So I'm using them. They also add bok choy if you have any bok choy laying around, which I really doubt you do. Or you can add spinach to the soup if you want. Don't need it. But the one that they served in China, I did get some bok choy in there and 1 boiled egg. It's like they serve everything with a boiled egg. So that's pretty much the base of the soup. And then I'm going to add our pasta. I'm going to add like a handful of pasta. Voila. Pasta. A little bit more pasta. It's even better when you use the angel hair pasta. And then I'm going to add this stock. And that's it, folks. You've got Tantanmen soup. It's unbelievably delicious. I think you're going to be very pleased. You can also add cream to this. I would add a shot of Worcestershire sauce if you have it. But this is the basic. Oh my God. It's so good, you guys. Wait till you try this. Hope you try it. Thank you.